a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream. One day, this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream.
My dream is to be a fashion designer for homeless people.
My dream is to be a professional chef. I dream about living in Candyland.
My dream is to make a difference.
My dream is to be a professional bull rider.
My dream is to be an NBA player.
My dream is to be a professional artist. My dream is to be a scientist. My dream was about riding a beautiful white horse and it had its flowers on its hair.
My dream is to serve my country.
Hello and welcome to Anne Frank's Inspire Academy's Inquiry to Impact, a youth symposium exploring life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. My name is Kimberly, a 12th grader at AFIA.
And my name is Lance, a current 12th grader. We are incredibly proud to be hosting an official DreamWeek SA event, a citywide celebration of Dr. King's amazing civil rights legacy.
Like many things this year, we had a completely different plan for this symposium, but COVID-19 had us rethinking everything.
But don't worry, even though we couldn't be all together physically, we had some great things to show you this morning.
Absolutely. We'll be enjoying student music and art presentations along with an impressive group student conversation on research and projects inspired by issues important to us.
So let's get started with Mrs. Rosen's music student celebrating life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thank you, music students. At AFIA, we take our nation's mission statement seriously. Our facilitators believe that we are given the liberty to pursue our passions and produce our own question. We can uncover some amazing talents.
For our next segment, we will be joined by 7th grader August as she gives us a tour of AFIA's art program.
It's more like free, so you don't really get to be like told what to do. You mostly have like classes where like you have like these projects, but you get to like choose what you want to do for the project. I came here when I was in 4th grade, about like 3 years ago. So we do like a lot of like Pascal. I know that like in high school they do like glass things and stuff. At sometimes when I have like my free time, I do like glass paintings and all this stuff, and then I also do like little baby sketches. I want to do like different kind of proportions and like different kind of emotions of the character and kind of like change them up a little. So I looked at the picture of the character and then I changed their expressions and like their face. I first did the Sharpie on one side, and then I did the details, so like the eyes first and then like the little baby details first. And then I had to do like the big colors and do them last. My mom said because it's really like a big one I did because it had like so many glass paintings. So I'm gonna probably like sell some of them and keep some in my room. She's really good at like telling you art and like how the history of it. She motivates you a lot. After high school, so I might keep doing this, or I really want to join the Air Force.
Oh, cool. Nice.
I want to become like a drone person.
Thanks, August. Now AFIA students aren't just creative, we're also great thinkers, researchers, and questionnaires.
To give you a taste of our inquiry process, here's a third grader, Gia, explaining her favorite inquiry and what it means to belong.
Hi, this is Gia and her puppet Bobble Bear, coming to you live, right from my home. I hope you enjoy! I went through our class's flipgrids, trying to decide what my favorite inquiry was. And so far, it has to be all about me. It's not what you think. It's not just all about me. It's about us, together as a community. We have a lot of similarities, but we're also very different. Most of you have brothers and sisters. Well, just a few, like Rhett and I, are only children. It sounds like almost all of us have pets in our lives. Dogs, cats, and fish. Well, very few have a horse, right, Levi? Anakin knows sometimes we love cats, but cats don't love us back because of a serious allergy. Selah expresses herself through singing, while Oscar, Olivia S., Sadie, Sienna, Ella, and Alexa all like to express themselves through dance. Then there's Olivia L., who likes to express herself through dance while dressed as Harry Potter. Like me, Kaya and Annika, Sebastian and Selah, we all love to play video games like Minecraft and Roblox, while Cadence loves to play with clay and has impressed us all with her stop-motion clay video. Levi wants to learn how to cook, but Juliet wants to learn about the human body, and she'll probably even end up being a doctor, while I want to learn about coding and tech. Thank you, Emily, for your positive idea to clean up the oceans, and Kaya for asking us to all rescue cats. As we grow, we'll always find differences in one another, but we have to remember the things we have in common is we're all human and we're all equal. I miss you guys very much.
Thanks, Gia. Now let's take a look at us high schoolers.
This last Friday, high schoolers gathered both in person and virtual for over 2 hours for our Show of Greatness program. This was the culmination of a semester's worth of research and project development.
Under the direction of one of our facilitators, Mrs. Zabo, we debated several big issues of the day, including race, justice reform, gun control, gender in sports, and more.
These were powerful conversations that often divided us. It's essential that schools like AFIA provide the opportunity to explore these issues in a safe and supportive environment.
Exactly. In our final segment featuring footage from the event, 11th grader Jamin will be leading a conversation with several high schoolers as they present projects they had the initiative and liberty to explore.
Welcome everybody to our first ever Show of Greatness. We wanted to really represent who we are, so we're just going to hold a regular conversation about some hard-hitting topics, and we also have some people here to talk about their inquiry projects and the impact it has had on themselves and the community around them. My name is Jamin Rose. I'm a junior here, and my inquiry project was originally about prison reform. And when I started researching into how it could be changed, I realized that it just kind of felt like any other research project, and I wasn't really passionate about my project. And I started talking with one of our facilitators here, the inquiry teacher, Mr. Zabo, and how the inquiry model can really be however you want it. So I decided that I wanted to make a gaga ball pit, which is a form of game that you can play outside with pretty much whoever you want. And so now my project has gone places I never would have even imagined, and that has shown behind us back there on the campus. There used to be a small house no bigger than they could fit in this room, and I helped with me and my friend Tristan. Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Tristan. I'm a junior here. I've been here since middle school, and that house has been here as long as I've been here, which says a lot. And we kind of just decided to tackle it because we were kind of bored one day, and we saw one of the older staff here working on it, and we asked if we could join him, and he said sure. And so me and Jamin started working on it bit by bit. We started by taking apart the kitchen or just demolishing anything that was old or needed to be replaced.
The things that we learned from that project alone, I think really boosted our knowledge and just passion for learning. We learned how to install drywall, insulation. We learned some roofing, painting, power washing, all just for fun really. And that has been reflected in our current. It's reflected in our inquiry model and the projects that people have been working on. We're not about just sitting in a test. We're about doing things. We're about making an impact in our community, and that is shown through these inquiry projects. And we have a lot of great projects today that a lot of different students are going to show you about coral reef conservation, building a recording studio, among some other ones. And I think you're going to really enjoy hearing about what they've learned from those projects and what they plan to do in the future. Okay, so for our next segment, I'm going to introduce Alyssa Blanton. Alyssa Blanton is a junior here, and she's going to talk about her current project with working with student council and her exploration in coral reefs, ocean conservation, and she's had a lot of opportunities to grow her communication and collaboration skills. So Alyssa, why don't you go ahead?
Okay, thank you. So for my project, personally in my life, I've always been interested in the ocean and how it works, and especially coral reefs because they're so beautiful, and just they sustain so much life and we gain so much from them. But unfortunately, because of the way we've been treating our Earth, they have slowly been dying off. So for my project, I figured that this would be a great opportunity for me to explore that passion. So I took the step and I started reaching out to different conservationists, one of them being this company called Moat. And when I got on a conference call with one of the people working there, I think he was actually the people in charge. He was talking about how sharks actually have the same intelligence as a dog. And so they're very good at adapting and learning new skills quickly. And they wanted to break a lot of shark myths about how dangerous they are. Because in reality, sharks they can be very gentle, and they even though they are predators, there's still lots we don't know about. And I also wanted to reach out to SeaWorld to see if I could start volunteering there. And that's where I started reaching some challenges, because when I first went there, they declined my offer to volunteer there. And so I was kind of disappointed. I wasn't expecting that. But I continued to push on, and I also reached out to Padre Island National Seashore to see if they had any educational programs, because I thought it would be interesting if we could take a group of students down there to explore. But unfortunately, because of COVID and the restrictions of that, we weren't able to do that either. So I was kind of in a tough spot. There wasn't much I could do. So I started just reaching out, and that's where I started becoming a little anxious, and I was having to call a bunch of different people. But because I had a little bit of social anxiety, Mr. Zabo actually helped me through this, and we did an exercise where I called up random companies like McDonald's, I think we called HEB, a couple pizza places as well. And that just sort of helped me talk to people, like, because we're in reality, we're all just equals. Even though people have more experience than you, that doesn't make you inferior to them. And so those personal challenges that I had faced really helped me grow, and it helped me become more confident in who I am, and that I can go out in the world and make a difference, even despite my age and my inexperience. But yeah, that was a big step forward in breaking the social barrier for me.
I know you've had a lot of work in forming our new student council. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like challenges like those help build our community, and that is really what student council is about, one of the aspects of it. We want to build community throughout AFIA. We want to bring people together to accomplish great things, such as ocean conservation, or like your Gaga Ball pit, things that will improve the school. So for informing student council, we now have the opportunity to do so. And we are giving students the power to do this, so we can come together and really create something special here at AFIA.
Yeah, exactly. Something I want to mention is that a lot of these projects have had a lot of setbacks, and we were able to definitely grow from that because we were able to learn from our mistakes, right? I'm not able to put together my project currently, and you have had your setbacks, Alyssa. But because of our student council, our newly formed student council, we're going to be able to, push forward a lot of these projects so that we're able to get them done through student leadership. And I think that's an thing to learn from, and have as a tool for our student council, for our school.
Right. And for something like my project, it's really not just a one-person project. And so with student council, we'll be able to bring more people in and bring that awareness, and we can put together teams to actually go out and do things.
And I want to next introduce our next presenter, Sabrina. She's a senior here at AFA, and she wants to share not only her experience here at AFA, but her investigation project into vaccines and how it relates to our society and our future. Sabrina?
My project goes through the basis of how vaccinations are created and the history of it, and then it also ties into COVID-19 and how it's related to us. So people are also very sketch with the vaccination, only because how can we create a vaccination in a couple of months when people have been trying to create medicine and different vaccinations for other things that still haven't come out. The United States, so far, we're at around $2 billion to make this COVID vaccination, which is pretty standard. The reason why people like to use, but use vaccinations is because when you're in the womb, your mom gives you some of her antibodies, but not all of them. That's why we do have vaccinations, so that when you get a vaccination, inside of the vaccination, it has dead cells of the vaccination. It has dead, so like the COVID vaccination, it has the dead virus inside the vaccination, that when you get it, your body can start to recognize it and create antibodies and start to prepare your body so that it's not completely new to your body when you do end up getting it.
Do you mind telling us about your experience as a senior here at Anne Frank and, the legacy you're leaving behind for, other students?
Personally, I think my senior year has been the best year of my high school career, because I've met a lot of new people. I've made a lot of new friends. I'm currently in a new program that is student created, and it's called TNT. It's a mentorship program. One of the things that I'm trying to leave a mark on is I'm running for student council president. I have some really cool ideas that I want to implement in the school before I leave.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Sabrina.
Thank you.
I'm Carson Colvin, and I've been working with Mr. Sawod to create a music studio at Anne Frank. Music has always been an important part of my life since I was a baby. I learned how to play guitar when I was 6, and I've been playing ever since. I just want the students at Anne Frank to have an opportunity to connect with music the way I have.
The benefits of having a recording studio are plentiful, because we have students who are starting a podcast, don't we? So this recording studio is also going to help start a podcast, get conversations going. But you were able to learn from something that you're incredibly passionate about in areas that you never thought you would learn from. You were able to learn math, you learn how to do your research and budgeting, which is, something that not a lot of people can say that they've worked on.
In doing this project, you have to talk to a lot of people. You have to talk to suppliers with like music instruments and like other people in your group that are working on your project. So that just taught me how to be a little bit more confident and talk to people and to get my point across.
Yeah. I'm here with Noah, and I believe Noah is here to talk about this as well. Noah, what do you have to say?
Yeah, just working with Max has been great on this project. It's been something that I've been able to put different time to, and a lot of passion into it, because he has a really good passion for music, and I'm very much a tech savvy person, and the whole soundproofing aspect, as well as the computer and the programs needed to run that and do podcasts and music production and all things regarding that. And it's just been really cool working with Max and the other people on the project, and getting hopefully to an endpoint sooner or later where we can have podcasts and we can produce music and all sorts of things from that room, and it should be a great little space to do a lot.
Mm-hmm. And you guys have done a lot of outside the box thinking with, I remember there's an idea of like a pull down table, kind of like one of those beds that fold up against the wall. And you guys are planning on doing that, accomplishing that with a partnership with this place called 10-Bit Works downtown, which is like a maker space filled with woodworking equipment, metalworking equipment, pottery, 3D printing, and it's just filled with a bunch of volunteers who have just dedicated their time to just, helping people out with their different projects. And we wanted to, partner with them. And we went to talk, and I proposed the partnership with the board of directors down there, and seeing if it would work. That's something, I've never done before. I've never talked to, a board about a partnership. That's an experience that I have in the future, and I'd be comfortable with. And this is an experience that I will learn from, presenting to some people. So I'm going to go ahead and fast track to Joshua Stevens, who has another very ambitious project to transform one of the spaces here on campus. Joshua?
Hello.
Howdy. Here.
So,
about yourself and your project.
So My project currently is turning one of the spaces at the school into a makerspace, kind of like the one discussed earlier, like the 10-bit works, but for school-related projects. Some of the challenges I've come across, first of all being the change of topic, because when I first started my project, it was nowhere related to a makerspace. It was actually green energy and stuff related to that, but I kept going back and forth with project ideas until I settled on the makerspace. And even after I settled on that topic, there was a lot of trial and error figuring out things, because when I first got started on the project, the room wasn't messy, but in terms of making it into a usable space, it was a mess.
And I just want to mention, so your first challenge was trying to balance between having a makerspace on the campus and it being a functional classroom.
Yeah, some of the challenges with the planning aspect of it really involved, where to start. Where do you begin with this? Do you take everything out and start from scratch? Do you, go with what's already in there and, just move some stuff around as you go? Eventually, after, a couple of tries and conversations with facilitators, I've just settled on just starting from scratch, like just forget about the current situation of it, and on a piece of paper draw out what it needs to be in the final product in the end stage, and then go from there. And you split those up into different stages of progress. Like by the end of this year, have some of the cabinets that aren't in use gutted and put workspaces in there, and then put shelves in there to hold things like 3D printers and stuff like that.
With elections going to happen in the next couple weeks, having student council with your side on helping you with this project is going to help you immensely, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because you're able to have people help you, like
it would fall under the committee of campus improvements. So it would definitely help actually getting funding and a budget to continue progress on the makerspace.
Jasmine and Frankie are up next, and they're going to talk about their personal journey with student council, our team mentorship program TNT, and the future and their legacy at NFA.
Trying to build a community between strangers, to build a trust and what's the right word? Like a carefree circle, I guess you could call it, where people can just be themselves and learn to grow as a person without being judged.
TNT is a teen mentorship program. The upperclassmen will mentor the lowerclassmen. And it is student-led, or it's student-built. So we have two lead mentors, which is Jasmine and Kimberly. And then we have our juniors and seniors, who are our upperclassmen mentors. And then we have our lowerclassmen, which are our mentees. So we can help them academically, socially, family-wise. And it's all under confidentiality unless someone breaches it and we have to report.
And this is all just about, growing connections between people here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've learned to connect more with more ages other than kids my age. Now I interact with more younger kids from different middle schools and elementary schools.
Hoping for the best. And that is a good segue into our final prompt and that is, last year has featured impeachment, COVID, virtual school lockdowns, civil unrest, BLM, and the breach of the Capitol. To say it's been tumultuous would be an understatement. Despite everything that has happened, what hopes and dreams do you all have for the future? And what should your generation do to bring those hopes and dreams into reality? What actions will you take personally to bring those hopes and dreams, into being?
My answer may be a little dark, but my hope and dreams for the future is that there will be a future, because right now there's very political,
political-wise unrest between Republicans and Democrats, and with everyone in general. Right now, it is very easy to say a lot of people are afraid to express their opinion because they're afraid of the backlash it's going to receive. And what everyone can do would be to make sure that what they are reading or hearing is actual factual and not just something they want to believe, and not to believe everything they hear. I would hope that people can take their differences and talk about the things that no one wants to talk about.
And you can start by doing that by just simply holding a conversation, and that's how ideas spread. Ivy, how about you?
So for like everything that's happened, it's pretty grim, and like nothing. No one's like there's nothing to look forward to at the moment. Really, we don't see anything like improving at the moment. But I think just don't let the past hold you back. Don't let these things that happened hold you back, because then you're not actually like doing something.
I want to thank everybody for joining us and supporting us. And I'd like to invite JoJo and Vanessa, who helped build the stage that we're standing on right now, actually.
I'm Angelina Salinas. I'm a sophomore here at Anne Frank, and I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that helped with the funding and the building of the stage that we're standing on. One of the things that we think a lot during COVID is that we can't do a lot of the things that we used to, and we can't do that. A lot of the things that we're prevented from doing that we would normally do. But in actuality, look at what all the students were able to do. Astacia raised funds and made banners for the debate teams. We were able to raise funds and actually build an actual stage, even if the debate was virtual. But we just wanted to point out that when you have the drive and the want for it, you can get things done even through all of these barriers.
I'm thankful for everyone who's been here, and for Joe for helping in the stage, and for everyone to be here.
Well, I think we should end this by saying our motto that's been here. So since the school's been open, be long, be great, find joy. Keep dreaming, everybody.
Thank you.
Great job, everyone. It's been our pleasure to show just a little bit of what we do every day at AFIA.
Thank you for joining us. With the final message, let's bring in our head of school, Mr. Johnston.
Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Lance. Just want to let everybody know we appreciate all the hard work that's gone into this, from our facilitators to our students. Great job by the two of y'all. Thank you very much. And if you're interested in joining us, go to our website at annefrankia.com and come find out what it is to belong, find joy, and be great.